Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Waiver Wire Queen. If you love sports and you're looking to find some great players to add via free agency and fantasy basketball this week, you've come to the right place. Hit that subscribe button and follow me for more on sports. Let's jump right into it. Tonight, I just want to talk to you about a few players that I think you should go on and pick up because they'll be great additions to your team. And you know, you gotta be ready. You don't want to wait until the player produces and then pick them up. That's obviously too late. So we want to prioritize these players, pick them up if you have a chance. And some of these players may just be great players to come in spot start. All right, so let's jump right into it. First player to add, Tomas Satoransky, if I'm pronouncing that right. He's now the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls, my beloved Chicago Bulls. Hey, he's starting. Kobe White is now coming off the bench. He's averaging 17 to 18 fantasy points, and he's only rostered in 18% of Yahoo leagues. He's going to give you some points, some rebounds. He's going to play some defense. His shooting percentages is solid. He's a great add, and if nothing else, you can add him to your bench, and he can spot start for you whenever one of your top guys are hurt or just off, no game schedule. He's definitely a nice solid add. So if you have the chance to pick him up, which pretty much you should, because only rostered in 18% of Yahoo leagues, which means he's out there in them streets. He's out there in free agency, and he's just waiting for you to pick him up and take these 18 points, 17 to 18 points, and add him to your head-to-head league, head-to-head points. Definitely good. Good for assists, at least five assists. And if you're in a league that's based on categories. And also, I think his production is going to increase as the new team, build more of a rapport and chemistry. I see his assists going up a little, some more rebounds, and his shooting percentages will kind of go up just a little bit because they've added some different players. So it's going to take some time to kind of adjust. However, he's definitely a great ad and he's available. So you should have no issues picking him up. I dropped him in the league and picked him back up. So I'm looking at people like, okay, you don't want him. I'll take him off your hands. I pull him right on up on my team. So if you have an opportunity and you need a point guard, if nothing else, to come in certain nights when your guy is out, then he's a nice player to pick up. Okay, the next player who should not be available in any league, in my opinion, Kyle Kuzma. I've been saying pick him up over the last few weeks. I even said this before Braun got hurt because you started to see, him play well. Pick him up. He's rostered in 68% of Yahoo leagues. So that means he is still available. He is still available in some leagues. I have him in a league. I actually have him in a dynasty league. Right now he is averaging 22 to 23 fantasy points. The other night he had over 30 fantasy points. As you can see, if you look at his stats, points going up, shooting percentages, he's a high volume guy, but you know what? He is giving you the points. If you're in a head-to-head league, you care. If you're in head-to-head points-based league, you care about points, and he's going to produce. Right now, he is the go-to guy. Drummond's coming in there. Do I feel like that's going to hurt his production? Just maybe a little, but I think that it's mostly going to help his production because now there's someone else that the defense can focus on. I think he's going to help them out a bit, And then you figure if Drummond's in the post, say he's double teamed, kick it out to Kuzma. I think this is going to work well. Now, once Braun and AD come back and everybody's there, he's going to be either option number 4 or option number 5. So for right now, you use him up until it's time to let it go. And then when it's time to let it go when Braun and AD come back because he's not going to get the touches. But right now, until Drummond starts, he's the guy. So if he's still available, you pick him up, you start him with confidence, and you get 30 points. Get 30 fantasy points. And that's what, if you can get that kind of production off the wire right now at this stage, then you take it and then you run with it. All right. You just make the move. Okay. Another player I recommend adding, and this can be either in dynasty leagues or in redraft. Cole Anthony, he's been out for a while, hip injury. He's been out for a while, for months. So he's going to be coming back soon. When he played, he was playing really well. He was averaging 21 to 22 fantasy points, 11 points a game. He's giving you some assists. Percentages, field goal percentage needs to go up a little bit more, but he's a rookie, so he was playing really well, and he's rostered in only 17% of Yahoo leagues, which is that's not a lot. So that means you can go and pick him up. I have him in a dynasty league, in a Yahoo league, and so I have him on my team, and he's been in my IL slot because he's injured. So if you can pick him up and slide him in the IL if you have one of those slots, or if you can afford to put him on your bench, you do so, because once he returns, remember, they've traded everybody away who were their main guys. Gordon gone, Evan gone, Nicola gone. They're all gone. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for him, and I see him coming back and starting. They may have him on some minutes restrictions to start out, but he's worth a look. If he's going to come back and perform and give you what he was giving you prior to the injury, then he's definitely a solid add. However, just kind of see within the next few days if he's going to be coming back, and the minutes restrictions. He can just be someone you have on your bench until his minutes increase. So check him out. Go on and pick him up out here in these fantasy basketball streets, aka basketball courts. Go on and pick him up. It's a nice, young, solid player. Okay, another player, pick him up. He's out right now with a foot injury. Got to see how severe this foot injury is. Malik Monk. He's been playing solid all season. He's been making the most of his opportunities when other guards have been hurt. As you know, Lord, Melo. That's one of, he's my fave. Melo Ball is he broke his wrist and done for the season. So unfortunately for LaMelo, season is over. However, opportunity for Malik Monk to continue to play well. His minutes went down once everybody returned from injuries, and then now with LaMelo out, he played well in those few games, and then he hurt his foot. So he's worth a look, because if he's playing, he's going to at least get you 20 fantasy points. He's a high volume shooter, so I wouldn't recommend him in categories-based league, but for points, if it's based on head-to-head points, I'm definitely looking at him. He's only rostered in 24% of Yahoo leagues, which means he's still out there. If nothing else, you can add him into one of those IL plus slots. If your commissioner added one of those, if they haven't, tell your commissioner, add the IL plus slot, so you can slide in your players who are out into that slot because they're out and they're hurt. So he's worth a look or a stash, because if and when he returns, there's at least 25 to 30 minutes waiting for him. So check him out. Pick him up. Come on, y'all. Pick him up. All right, let's time's up. Let's move right along. Another solid player to add, Alec Burks. He's been playing extremely well. He's rostered in 50 to 51% of Yahoo leagues. He has been balling. Over the last month, he's averaging 15 points a game. The other night, he stunk it up, but that happens to the best of us. you know, it is what it is. Some nights you off, you're not making your shots, but nothing. It's nothing. You bounce back. So over last month, averaging 15 points a game. Over the last week, he's been averaging 18 points a game. So he's been really, really good. And Tibbs is confident in him, so he's giving him the opportunity. Only being owned 50%, 49 to 50% available is a good thing. That means he's available for you to go on and pick him up if he's available in your league. You know, he's getting the minutes. He's playing at least 30 minutes a game, which means he's going to have the opportunity to score the ball and get you at least 20, 25 fantasy points, because that's what he's been doing for me. And that is excellent production. That is excellent production at this stage in the game from free agency. So if he's available, he would be my top pick. He would be my top choice right now because he is really producing. And when Tibbs is confident in you and he trusts you, he's going to play the hell out of you. So y'all know, if you're a Bulls fan, you know how he is. So pick him up. Pick him up. I'm sorry. Don't even think twice. Just go on and pick him up. This one is just a no-brainer. I actually went and made the move myself, and it has worked out for me. So follow Waiver Wire Queen and pick him up. Come on now, y'all. All right, another solid player to add is Hamidou Diallo. He's coming back from a injury, a groin injury. She's on the minutes restriction, so you got to monitor that. He is rostered in only 27% of Yahoo leagues, which means he is available. I'm going to pick him up in one of my leagues as soon as we move on from here. I'm going to pick him up, and you're going to pick him up because guess what? OKC is in rebuild mode. They are so deep in rebuild mode that they send Al Horford home. They said, "Look, we're gonna let the young guys play. You know, we're not gonna play you anymore this season." I would have preferred a buyout so I can go somewhere and play if I want to play, but I think he's cool with it. So if he's cool with it, maybe he's cool with being a mentor to the young players, which is nothing wrong with that. But however, Diallo, pick him up. He was averaging 19 to 20 fantasy points. The minutes will be there once the minutes restrictions are lifted or increased. And he was playing well prior to the injury, so I don't see why that would change. And there's going to be more opportunities for him because they're in full rebuild youth mode. Pick him up. He played well the other night with on the minutes restriction, so I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, I know there are other players out there that you should prioritize, but that's only if they're available. If guys I mentioned are not available and he's available, then you pick him up because once those minutes restrictions are released, the production is going to go up, okay? And instead of 19, maybe he'll push that to 22, 23 fantasy points. And like I said, that is hard to find on the wire consistently. Yes, you may have someone give you 21 ninth and 3-11. It's all over the place, but he'll be able to give you a consistent 19 to 20 points and may even push that to the 22, 23 range, depending on the minutes increasing and the youth movement that they're doing. They're buying into the young. They're in rebuild mode. So pick him up. And even in Dynasty, if you're in a Dynasty league, pick him up. Check him out. I'm in a Dynasty league in a sleeper. It's a test league. It's actually my league. Test league, just to see how the whole sleeper app works with basketball. And then I'm in a keeper Dynasty type league in Yahoo. See how that works. It is what it is. Pick him up. That's all I got to say. Another player to look at is Moses Brown. He is playing very well too. They're in that youth movement out there in OKC. Horford, he's not playing anymore. Moses, we're giving you the keys. well, we're giving you the ball and we're saying, hey, this is all you for the remainder of the season. He's averaging 16, 17 fantasy points right now, which is solid. And like I said, you can just add him as a player to come off your bench for during the days that your guys or your top dogs aren't playing, whether that's due to injury, health and safety protocol due to COVID, or just they're not scheduled. Head to head, you want points, you need points, and you'll take points any way you can. He's going to be able to get you some rebounds too. So if you're in a categories-based league and you're struggling with rebounds and you can't find anyone on the wire because all of the top guys available, he's starting now. He's seeing the minutes. Why not slot him in there? He's he's um he's available, not as much. He's rostered in 69% of Yahoo leagues, but there's still a chance for you because that's not 100%. So if he's available and you need a big to add to your team, then why not? If nothing else, you're looking for someone to just come in and play when your top guys are not playing. So why not? And then you never know with the injuries. If one of your guys is out, he may end up sliding in there, and with more playing time, he may be the guy to get you, 20 points. Because I see that increasing as the minutes increase, and the team is like I said, in that youth movement rebuild mode. They've embraced it. Good. Another player to look at, Wendell Carter Jr. So traded from Chicago. He just got down there to Orlando. He played 19, 20 minutes. I expect that to increase because Mo Bamba is out, and I've always thought that Carter was better. And I think as he gets familiar with the team, builds some chemistry, that's going to be your guy. They made the trade. I guess they felt like they didn't get it right. They probably should have drafted him if they had the chance to, because these two came out in the same draft. They didn't get him. Now they got him, and they got a draft pick. So you think with Cole Anthony coming back and Wendell Carter Jr. potentially sliding in to starting spot, playing more minutes as he gets familiar, they are definitely embracing the rebuild youth movement. So if he's available, which I was able to pick him up in the league because, he's been in the doghouse in Chicago with injuries, and then they benched him, and he wasn't their guy. They didn't draft him. So if he's available, pick him up and see what he's going to do. I expect his minutes and his production to increase. When he was getting the minutes and playing at a high level in Chicago, he produced. So if he's available, pick him up, put him on your bench. The minutes are going to go up. Production is going to go up. And that would be probably one of the greatest ads for you if he is still available. I picked him up in one of my leagues, so you may have the option, and you should make the move, because guess what? It's hard out here in these fantasy basketball streets. I'm telling y'all, you just never know what's going to happen with injuries and everything else. And you always got to be prepared. And the main thing is to not wait until it happens. Don't wait until the guy drops 20, 30 points. And now you're like, oh my God, I got to pick him up. He's been playing well the last few weeks. No, you gotta spot it early. And even if you're wrong, we all at times we think this player is gonna be the guy, and then we pick him up, and then it's like, oh, throw him out, just let him go, just release him, and that happens. But players like Carter, once he gets familiar with everything in Orlando, he's probably gonna be their starting center. So why not? If you're able to pick him up, and see what he's going to do for you. I guarantee you'll be satisfied once they start playing him consistently. You want to do it ASAP. Don't wait, because when you wait, now you're waiting, you're putting in your claim, and somebody else has probably got priority, and hell, y'all going to end up putting a claim for the same player, and then that manager is going to pick him up. So the goal is to try to spot these players before it's too late. And then it's now you're putting in a claim, and hell, you're 10th and somebody else is 9. I've had that happen. So if you are able to spot it early, or if you're able to, after this episode, go on and pick up some of these players who will help your team, you do so. You do so immediately, because right now you got to be in playoff mode. Playoffs are not here yet, but it's coming, and you want to have the players that you feel is going to be able to help you win. There's no guarantees with starters, as we've seen this season, with so many players being injured, so many players being out due to COVID, health and safety protocol, and just rest and different things. You have to have a plan B and C, and hell, maybe even D, with some of these players. So right now is the time to find some guys. I think Chicago's point guard, I think Thomas is going to be starting for the remainder of the season, because right now, when you trade away 2 number 1 picks, you're in win now mode, and they feel like he gives them the best opportunity to win. So I feel like he's going to be started. So as long as he stays healthy and doesn't do anything crazy, he's going to be started. And why not have a starting point guard coming off your bench to help you in the playoffs when one of your guys has a night off, and say you're in head-to-head lead, and he's going to give you 20 points. You need every point that you can get. Sometimes it's that close. You lose by 5-10 points. It's like, damn, I could have picked this guy up. He dropped 20. And then you look, and he's been dropping 20 consistently over the last few months. So if nothing else, some of these guys may be players that you are rounding your bench out with, and you're adding them to your team in the event that you have some guys who end up out or injured, whether that's injury, night off, rest, whatever. You don't have to stress because you already made the move. And so you always want to stay ready, be active. Don't wait until the last minute. All right, y'all. Check out this cool video. If you love NBA, if you just love basketball, check out this cool video on NBA trade deadline. We evaluated some great trades, and we gave the teams grades, and we talked about how it's going to affect their chances in the postseason, and what those trades will do for the team. So check out that cool video. Smash and hit that subscribe button, share, like, follow, leave some comments, and let me know what players you added this week, and what players you were high on this season, and you just had to abort mission and let them go. All right, y'all. Peace.